Hey Future Pros, we are back on Mirage with another flash. This time we'll be saving you from under balcony. The flash is a pretty basic one and there are many variants. Put yourself in the left corner, aim at this exact pixel, and throw. You can also throw a deeper flash from the same spot. To do so, aim level with these bricks and then jump throw the flash. Both are pretty useful, but I'll leave it to you to decide which to use.
Welcome back to the ESL Pro League, and that was a pro tip from Rush on the map that we just saw Mousesports and Na'Vi go toe-to-toe on. Before we get too deep into things for this particular league, though, I want to remind you of another league you might find interesting. The Mountain Dew Pro League is giving amateurs a direct path into the ESL Pro League. And all you need to do to find out all your details is head over to esca.net/MDL and find out how you can get involved. Another way you can actually get involved in the community is to take part in our PaySafe Card fan vote. Last month, it was Guardian winning it out with 45% on the voting, but Dupree was not too far behind. So to vote in this month's edition of the fan vote, head over to paysafecard.com/fan vote. Now, our next matchup is EnVyUs versus NiP. The real story here being the Ninjas in pyjamas. The last 3 maps for the Swedes have not been forgiving at all. Last night against North in the ESL Pro League, not only did they lose 2-0, but the scoreline was more of a fisher than anything, 16-1 and 16-3. And it wasn't just those maps against North for NiP that were a problem. The night started with a reasonable 16-13 loss to FaZe in the ECS, but that's when cracks started to form and led straight into a 16-1 defeat for the Ninjas. The Ninjas' evening ended up with only 5 rounds across their last 3 games. The question is, will they be able to pick themselves up for tonight? And that's a question, of course, for our desk and our experts. Take it away, Moses.
Yeah, we're not sure if they're going to be able to, but certainly they're a little bit happy that Na'Vi's taken a bit of the heat off of them with that 16-0 loss. Also, pretty funny that Guardian gets that Player of the Month from March.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just bad timing, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
He did have a very good March, to be fair.
You know, prior to that, it was Guardian on the return, everything looking good, and then 16-0.
Yeah, now we're gonna have Envy taking on NiP, and I mean the big question is going to become first map is going to be Cash.
Yeah, they got 16-1 on that last night.
Yeah, that's a bit brutal.
And then the second map's going to be Inferno, and they also got 16-1 on that last night. So
lovely memories, very exciting.
So if Logic is anything to go off here, they won't get 16-1 again.
Yeah, but I mean,
the only
Logic,
way is up.
Yeah, Logic has been a slippery friend, hasn't it? I mean, it's tough to get a grasp of that.
I can't see it, right? We'd have to be living in some kind of simulation, I think you put it, Jason, for that to happen again. And I think NiP, both teams, Envy and NiP, were at the summit. Both came back, so neither of these, like Envy played well last night, so we can't really use jet lag as an excuse for either squad because they both had the same kind of travel requirements, ahead of them. So I don't know how to frame this in the sense of what to expect from NiP because they're just going to be better than last night. That's all I know.
Yeah, there's a very few ways to put it. For me, it's looking at individuals, how they play. Do they look more confident? NiP are almost just that kind of external factor that you can't really quantify as to anything. You can't really relate it to yesterday's games or those sort of games because that was such an outlier. Sure, they are not on form, but you don't expect them to be getting 16-1. That's not the case.
Yeah, nowhere in the world.
The other factor is though that EnVyUs had some great individual performances from players that you didn't necessarily expect. You look at Nuke, it was XMS who kind of went off during that game. Happy as well had an outstanding game where on train he was playing a little bit of a different style than you'd almost expect, or maybe excelling further than you'd normally see him do. He was really, really impactful, playing, I guess, somewhat of a similar role to what he normally does, but just being so good at it that it made such a different headway. So, again, looking at that, I just want to see that come through. For NiP, it's just, to get off to a better start than before.
Yeah, that would absolutely be necessary, and obviously, like Chad said, it's tough to put out a worse performance than what we saw yesterday across those 3 maps. But I mean, before we get too far into this match, we do have just interesting just off that loss that qualifies Mousesports, the 16-0 win they had over Na'Vi. Just some Twitter reactions from people around the world, around the community. Their reactions to a 16-0. We'll throw those up because you can imagine it's going to be varied. There's going to be a lot of opinions here. Here's NiP offering a little bit of consolation. They know what it's like to go through that, giving Na'Vi the hug over Twitter. This is YNK, who, obviously big fan of Nico, obviously a little sarcastic with the Nico is the problem hashtag, but congratulating Mousesports and qualifying. It is indeed a very impressive feat for a team that we thought this season would be a little bit out of it after losing one of the best players in the world. And then we threw together a quick I guess you'd call it a frag video.
Well, yeah, it is. Literally, you just put some Linkin Park, Cell Dweller, Blue Stally, whatever you want, you know, put it all over the top and it'd work pretty well. But the thing was with Mouseboards, it's kind of weird when you're a caster, right? You sit there and you look at the possibility of trying to hype them back up after losing out on Nico, and you try and clutch at straws going, well, maybe they'll just get this kind of boost of confidence and they'll have to work it together. I think you and Henry actually highlighted as well, like it was one of those things that maybe Desica style having a better performance. You're kind of trying to build up for the possibility of it not just being a complete travesty of a team, but actually they did do it all, and that was the impressive factor. They picked up Rops, who's been a huge addition. You know, Oscar's started to really perform. It's all come together for them, but it's more that Iced was that offline match. Whenever that happens, obviously now we know Dallas is locked in. That's when everything gets really, really important for them.
Yeah, the season's not done for them yet either. They have to play for seed. You know, they want to get as many wins on the board to give themselves. You have to look at it, right? You're not really going to be too worried if you're European teams, because you know a lot of the North American teams. Let's assume SK are going to get the first seed, right? In North America, you want to avoid them. Otherwise, you're going to be pretty comfortable with the other teams you're getting, right? Yep. So it's just preparing for that land for these guys, but still a couple of weeks ahead of them to get prepped and ready.
Yeah, I think also with Mouseboards, some of the interesting things they made is not just the roster additions per se, but you know, a guy like Oscar they brought in, and then he was kind of relegated to the bench. Chris J, even after a tournament, said he was stepping away, he was benched, and they bring him back in as well to kind of fill this gap. And Nico and all these guys with the addition of Rops, like you mentioned, this team is starting to look very well put together.
But it is the scary element of the offline environment, because that's where you saw the biggest issues with Oscar coming in. Yeah. He was very much isolated from the team. He, had that infamous moment on Cobble where he refused to pick up the AWP or run with the AWP. He was constantly dropping it to Chris J, who gave it back to him going, what are you doing? This is your role, right? that literally was like the fall apart. That was during, I think it was EGX in Birmingham. It was a UK event against teams they should have beaten. That was like their big, hey guys, this is the lineup to look at. This is Oscar's, real coming to the front stage. But it didn't happen. But now you had in Rops, who's a very unknown quantity in offline environments. It's a big test for them at that point. So as you said, this is certainly not over for them. Sure, you should expect them to do well against North American teams, but there's a lot of factors that could hinder them there.
Getting back to the match at hand, because it is going to be on cash, NiP and EnVy, I mean, at this point, it feels like NiP is playing to avoid relegation. Like, they have a very slim chance of still getting in. Yeah, both teams are down there. I think both of them are in that 9-win group where there's like 6 teams with 9 wins.
I think that
we just actually saw the standings.
Yeah, we should have paid a little bit more attention. But I think the EnVyUs, if they still have quite a few matches to go, right? Like, they have played a total of 20 games. So there's 6 more games. So if they win all their matches, their best possible result could be 15 wins, which could put them in contention for the playoffs in some miracle way. I think they're still in contention.
Yeah. They're the most likely to not get relegated, basically.
Yeah, so they have a lot of chances to exactly not get relegated, and that's good for them. And this is a good place to start with a NiP that's not looking in a great place right now. But NiP could turn this around, and they could put some wins on the board and somehow still put themselves in contention with that middle part of the pack. We know how interesting that's going to be.
Is there any? Can you say there's any kind of like mental block with NiP where these are guys that are not used to playing to avoid last place, avoid relegation? Like, these are guys normally challenging for one of the better seeds, like getting deep into tournaments. Is there a different outlook as a player? You look at matches now when you're trying to avoid getting knocked down to the Mountain Dew League.
I guess you could say that they've been mentally broken ever since they lost to Vega?
Shattered.
Was it Vega Squadron?
Yeah, on cash.
Yeah,
well.
so like you could say that's probably been with them for a while now, and to have those kind of things pop back up, like to lose on that map again would hurt. But they're a team of veterans, right? They should be able to turn this around.
Should, but I guess as well, it's one of the most dangerous teams out there when they have nothing to lose. Do you remember when NiP went through that first incredible slump that they had, and then Dubai came out, and then everyone was just going, where did this come from, right? And that was on the verge of everyone breaking up when the first kind of, I guess everyone started to find out that Cloud9 possibility with Get Right coming around. Everyone's going, will he not? That was the kind of behind the scenes chatter that kind of went on, that it was all going to kind of split apart. That was NiP done. But they had that event. They thought, okay, well, maybe there's something more here. Maybe that's what they need sometimes. I don't know. NiP is one of those weird teams where you can't quantify what makes them play better, because it feels like they should be playing better. They've got that new player in. They've got a dedicated AWPer. They've got, they're putting in the hours. It's looking good. And then they get, those crazy results online. So
they had Heaton behind him in Dubai as well. Maybe that's the need. Little old legend Heaton.
Little legend Heaton, as he is. He will affectionately be known from now on.
The little
physical
legend.
Stature, of course, included there.
Yeah, I wasn't speaking of the physical dimensions at all.
I am Heaton. I like Nike.
Yeah.
No, don't get it. That was a long time ago.
No,
maybe some people are as old as me and they would get that reference.
Assuming he was flirting with the Nike sponsor. I quite liked the one where they did the, what was it, Sennheiser, when they did like the pajamas. That was an Old Squad advertisement as well.
God.
You remember that website?
The recycling one as well? It was just Get Right. Like,
oh yeah, that was pretty.
Great.
That was a bad.
Do you remember the website? I think it was You the Man Now Dog. YT.com.
YTMND.
Yeah. So on there was one of Heaton, and it was a clip of him playing, and he was in the B bomb site, and there was a voiceover which is, "I am Heaton. I like Nike. I headshot everybody every round," and he gets like an ace in the B bomb site.
The old school memes.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Spicy.
I like that.
Before memes were memes.
Yeah, before memes were memes. That was a good time, the good old days. And Envy though, going over to the, I guess, quote unquote French side of things. Not a lot of French players on that team.
No, this one is
It's a bit of a weird.
more French than LDLC.
Okay.
LDLC is
that was the one that's not
Yeah,
the French
yeah.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you got Scream still, right? He kind of doesn't quite count as a Frenchman.
He speaks French though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. It's
These guys
the point
on,
you're making.
what are we expecting from these guys on Cash? I mean, this is something where, I mean, these guys have all been good. I mean, you think the open space is going to be kind of Scream. We know RPK at times has been a monster in that B bomb set as an anchor. I mean, they've got plenty of lurking opportunities for Happy if he's not getting caught in the door every round, doing nothing, as we often see lurkers do, just kind of sit in that door and just kind of be comfortable.
I think for them it's going to be not getting out dueled, right? Because we know that they do have the skill, and we know Scream will take on an AWP with anything, right? He was happy to take those aim battles, but when they lose a player, I think that's when they really struggle. And NiP are good at the fundamentals, or they should be good at the fundamentals of finding a pick and then consolidating the round from there. I think Envy kind of thrive on the chaos that some teams do. So if NiP are going to be throwing in like the set A execute, that's kind of when you're going to see players like Happy playing around those smokes and picking up multi-frags.
That'll be something we have to watch out for, because we are going to get this match started. We are going to throw it over to Henry and Sadakist.
Thank you very much. Yes, we're ready to roll. Cash and NiP. Henry, I'll let you do the honors on that one.
Yeah, they played Cash yesterday. Doesn't seem like it's one of their legendary maps anymore. It used to be the unstoppable force, and they used to get on this one. No one could actually take them down for, I think it was like 12 maps in a row. They actually took this in some of the big events. No one could touch them. But now people are 16-1ing them on it. So that's
61, 16-2.
Yeah, so
We're just waiting for the 16-0.
yeah, sure. Well, up against EnVyUs, both of these teams doing pretty badly in Pro League. Overall, this is a big game to avoid relegation, I guess. There's a lot of teams down there with like 9 wins, and just beneath that as well, we've got Team Kingwin. But this is certainly a chance for NiP to show us what they're made of and whether they can bounce back from the horrendous evening they had in the office. 2 16-1s and 16-2. Was it 2? So 16-2 on combo or 16-3?
16-3, I believe.
16-3, yeah. So Cash, yeah, it looked so bad for him, especially on the T side. Lots of force buying, not getting Drac in the AWP, not much in terms of execution. Players walking towards middle by themselves. I wasn't really that excited by what I saw yesterday, but maybe they've had a chance to recalibrate and threat sat them down and worked everything out. We'll have to see. We're getting to the pistol right now. 4 sets of armor for the Ninjas, and get right, he's got not a Tech 9 like he did yesterday. He's got a smoke and a flashbang. Forrest's got a P250. He's been dropped that by Get Right. You can only buy armor and nothing else. So he's a mini Superman, a super girl maybe. Who knows?
Superwoman, I think, was the counterpart.
No, there's a Supergirl as well.
Supergirl, Superboy, I know, but I'm just saying, why'd you have to go like
I don't know.
polar?
I reached into the darkness. I pulled that out.
Did you find me in the darkness, Henry?
Yeah.
I'm in there somewhere. Forrest gets Scream. XMS goes back over toward the truck and tries to peer through smoke. Fire into it, hoping he'll catch someone in transition toward the A site where the bomb looks to be going. 3 coming out from door. Flash goes to the corner. Bomb makes it through. XMS sits back. They're going to try and play a retake. Unfortunately for Happy, he was already inside of the site behind the forklift, and he gets found very early. And for EnVyUs as well, avoiding relegation. Considering they had a good start against G2, who's now built to be the team people were expecting, or at least are looking like they are. EnVyUs need to keep pride on the line and stay inside of the Pro League. We'll start this off with a retake that's unsuccessful. Freiburg with the last kill, and NiP has 1 round.
Back to basics for NiP. Yesterday we saw them boost 3 people up towards middle and tried against an A-bomb over split. Didn't really work out for them. It was very technical execution. This time, very standard, like the ones I was describing yesterday. 1 smoke towards highway, flash out, players at door, ready to go, and you actually just overwhelming the CT site, which is normally on an A retake sort of setup, and that's exactly what EnVyUs were presenting, and got taken down. Get right with a nice shot to open things up. So, a good start for NiP. Looking much stronger than yesterday. We'll see whether the EnVyUs force buy has anything to work with here. 6 are obviously the AWP does get no armor, and this is very standard stuff. Excuse me. It's going to be Forrest getting boosted up towards middle. And for now, mid control obtained. Obviously, it's a advantageous place to go. You've got the AKs getting boosted up, trying to find those initial headshots. If you get 1 kill, that's pretty much round guaranteed. But I haven't found anything just yet, and it's going to be flashbangs towards A main. Looking to find any Ts that might be just lurking in that area. Not to be the case. Forrest will be inspecting it for now, so NiP have plenty of options going forward. Got the map control, and the first kill as well.
Fist gets 1 back, but taken around from XMS. Dragon looks back to mid, thinks better of it, grabs the AK instead, goes for the fight, the duel. Doesn't go back inside the vent. He's going to try and lower himself to catch off the player re-peeking. XMS is the last alive, trying to do further damage. Low HP for Forrest. He's well removed from this equation or conversation, at least for now. It's still going to be a gun down if XMS can hit shot. Down goes Get Right. Rushing in rather carelessly. No trade from Draken afterward, but he does hold true to find the kill.
Yeah, so 2 kills obtained by EnVyUs in the force buy. Nothing to really cause NiP too many problems there, so going forward into round number 3 here, will have to be the full EK. You can see 6, like I said. A bit more money. He is the main AWP if you're not aware, if you haven't been following this roster as much. They haven't really been to many, I don't think they have been to an event yet as EnVyUs, have they? Is that me talking out of line? Did they go to the summit? Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they went to the summit.
both did.
There we go.
Both, yeah, both did.
So yeah, it's still quite a new roster. People are still adjusting to how they're putting themselves together. 6 is the main AWP, and there will be another flashbang in towards A main. 3 players going to be heading in towards that area, waiting for any sort of footstep. This time there is a player waiting for them, that exists, but he is actually waiting for the flashbang, as you can see. Just behind that box, Draken backing him up as well. Flashbang will be coming momentarily, I'm sure of it. And just hoping they get a sound cue. It's XMS with the flashbang, still got it out. But the Molotov comes in, and I'll have to wait a little bit longer, I'm afraid. Actually going towards B, it seems. And Happy's there with the Zeus as well. We're always excited when this weapon comes in. There's the flashbang towards A main. CT's getting nothing for it, and NiP getting ready to head in towards B. Happy, if he gets 1 kill here, I'm sure he'll be relatively happy himself. We'll see.
It's an ironic name. Oof. Doesn't work. Good check by Exist. Realizes he's in the corner. It's going to be Forrest that'll push through to the site, smoke down toward the tree. And XMS walking back out. Gets sprayed in by Forrest. I was thinking of a new idea for CS.
Go on.
You have to loot your weapons.
Yeah, I think that's been done in other games, hasn't it, recently?
Well, but you wouldn't have to parachute in. You just spawn, and it is what it is.
You kind of can loot your weapons from the fallen opponents.
No, I mean everywhere. Like
Right.
It wasn't like 1.1 or I think 1.2 when you died. The guns stayed in the ground for the entirety of the game.
Oh, really?
So people used to gun juggle all the guns back to spawn before they reset.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I remember on like DE Tire or CS Tire, I can't remember which. People used to rip the guns back to spawn the whole time. You'd have MP5s laying everywhere. Like you'd never reload, just grab another gun.
Well, Freiburg will find the final kill there. It was one of those rounds that didn't really accumulate too much there. EnVyUs having the 4-man stack towards A, having to flash in, but NiP 1 step ahead of them, heading to that B site. Zeus in the hands of Happy doesn't find much. So we're going to the first gun run here. Sixer does have the AWP. Same story for Draken, though. Much better than yesterday. They got absolutely destroyed on this map, and hoping for some redemption today and keep themselves at least avoiding relegation from Pro League at this point. Smoke's going towards middle. XMS backed up by RPK as well. Draken went for the fast pick towards mid. Get a shot off, but couldn't land it. And he actually takes quite considerable damage there, down to 54 HP. And the bomb's a squeaky door. This suggests they're maybe going to set pieces at this point. If they're getting the door this quickly in this position, they might just be doing set smokes and just trying to have a pack group going into the site and looking for trades. Get right, of course. He'll be lurking towards middle, watching for any aggressive play towards middle. And we'll see whether this first pick comes in for Draken, taking even more damage here.
Good pick from Forrest. XMS responds, though. Finding Forrest immediately pushed against the wall. Around the corner, though, does go Freiburg. And as the smoke goes down to cover off CT, Scream wants to try and get ever closer to the action. Draken nearly spotting him above the smoke, won't be able to do so. Planted. Ooh, good shot from Scream. Got there faster than I was expecting. A sidestep to catch off Draken. 3 versus 3 on the retake. No kit, though, for the 2 that now remain as Get Right finds Scream pushing in through the smoke and a Molotov toward the forklift. If they're going to go, that flank's got to be faster. Sixers got Get Right down. They may now consider it. They cleared out 1 inside of A main, but they're not confident until now that it's fully clear as RPK gets in position, spots immediately toward Quad, gets the kill as quick as he likes as well. That's going to make things more promising. But Sixers already backing off, I think, and they will bail with no kit. Freiburg might go down with the bomb. That's the best case scenario for them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be found at this point there that it is RPK managing to get the final frag. They won't win the round, but still keeping the AWP and the M4. It's not a complete disaster there. NiP with much more assertive counter-strike tonight. Instead of waiting for 45 seconds for all the smokes to go down and then getting 1 player out towards middle with all your Molotovs expended, they're actually just having, okay, 2 players towards door, 2 at A main, 1 smoke, flash in, let's try and get a frag here. And it was quite a passive hold from EnVyUs at that point. Actually got in relatively easily. And Freiburg actually been quite patient as well. Could have got the bomb down straight away, but he felt a bit of danger there. Faced towards Highway, nails a shot, and here we go. 4-0 for NiP. This is much more promising than what we saw yesterday. Not a force 5 from EnVyUs here. They do get 5 7s and Deagles. They keep a bit of money in the bank, about 2K per player. It's up to 6 now to try and step up and find something with the saved AWP in the previous round. NiP looking for 5-0 here, looking likely. RPK with the M4A4 close towards middle, and Scream with some A storage control as well. This is actually looking kind of interesting considering how much map control EnVyUs are finding, but Forrest is waiting for them. He gets one, might not find the second. He's on low HP, but CZ's not going to be the right weapon, but a couple of frags coming in now.
Frags coming in indeed. Draken takes the shot on the Scream.
Ooh, hello.
Happy. Good shot. The CZ75 Freiburg. And Get Right will look elsewhere. They'll get rid of the AKs as well. Up on top of the red crate. Yes, it is recoverable, but not likely to be found. Speaking of found, will this up have a chance? Massive gap. They heard the scope go in, surely. It's far away, but you must expect it at this point in time. So please, please make a good jump across.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for them. Bomb and checkers for now, and Sixer does decide to fall back. Get Right, gets a flash in, and does cross successfully. Bomb will be planted at this point. We have got a pincer coming in from B storage as well. Sixer is waiting for his teammates, which is the right thing to do.
Nappy's the one that's going to make his way in. Both stuck on the site. Sixer checks underneath of Heaven. They realize it now, but Freiburg actually swings out to catch him off. Means Happy's been spotted. And the last one to arrive, RPK, will go into Heaven. He goes aggressive as well. They're going to hear that peek it. Freiburg gets one down. This is a good crossfire set from NiP.
Yeah. It's looking very good. Happy now, no kit, no armor, and the AK in his possession. I think he knows the round's over. He's hoping for NiP to make a mistake. They'd have to make quite a few for him to even have a possibility of winning this round. He'll be on towards checkers, is hoping to take 2 of them down with the bomb at this point. As you can see, Get Right has to decide to make his way out, and Happy just misses him as well. He might get Freiburg, and it doesn't look like he will. Freiburg just about sneaks out as well, and Happy goes down with the AK-47. Considering they got so many rounds there with the, well, so many kills with the CZs and the saved AK as well, I thought they had a real chance there, but Freiburg doing a great job to take down Sixer. That was the key frag in that position. Bomb was down, CTs with an AK and no armor. Couldn't really do much about it. 5-0, NiP. Maybe yesterday has been forgotten. Today's a new day. Double AWP set up for EnVyUs this time. Sixer and Happy. Happy can be a very good AWPer indeed. We'll see whether he can step up here. No rounds obtained as of yet. Draken takes another wild shot towards middle. Nails the second as well. That Scream going down, and Draken just lighting them up towards mid. Looking for the third. Can't get it. RPK takes him down in the end.
XMS and RPK going to push up Heaven. Freiburg will continue to round in from A main. XMS might get flashed in. There it is. Oh, perfect. Perfect, but he needs to get kills, thankfully. As they both went low and he finishes them off, RPK gets a shot towards Squeaky, and I think we may have a round for Envy.
I think we do. Cash is a very reactive map, probably the most reactive of them all. If Dust 2 is still there,
well, I mean, you've got Nuke, which is a reactor.
Yep, true. That's good. Keep those coming. It's going to be XMS being flashed in towards A main. They just lost a frag in middle, 2 frags in fact to the hands of Draken. They had to do something about it. The flashbang comes into A main. He finds 2 of them lined up. Wasn't the prettiest execution in terms of getting the 2 frags, but he nails it. And it's going to be 3 players remaining for EnVyUs, and up to Get Right. Going to be very good in the clutch situations, but this might be a bit too much of a tall order. We'll see what he can do. Still has 100 HP, smoke down towards Highway, and that's the shot that counts. RPK beats him to the punch, and it's going to be the first round for EnVyUs. They keep 3 players alive as well. RPK 3 in total in that round, so good work by him. So decent money. They have a round in the bag just about with RPK money. That's what they call him in France. And here's the initial kills from Draken. I thought this was round over that point. Lovely shot towards sandbags as well, but very well recovered by XMS, who's been playing very well for EnVyUs recently, I have to say. He's actually one of the players I didn't really discuss so much on analyst desk. He's actually pretty decent.
Well, dropping down, Sixer has the angle toward B early, and he's going to get Right, who goes down. And I think Get Right had the op just due to the spawn, if anything, to try and catch them off for that reason. The Sixer tries to look for more. Bounce flash back through, well thrown. Trigonometry correct. Smoke and flames down though. Sixer's going to elect to back off safely and get toward headshot. AWP still there. They've re-smoked it from the T side though, so they can make their way into checker or back off without the information. It'll lock the AWP in place.
Yeah, we said NiP will play much simpler Counter-Strike tonight, more assertive stance, and it seems like Get Right, like you said, given the AWP at the start, not known to be an AWPer, but he was feeling confident, wanted to take the pick against Sixer. Wasn't the best angle. Sixer waiting in checkers, takes him down. So 5 and 4. With a minute remaining though, NiP can still do this. They've got 3 smokes remaining, and Forest now on the AWP, not Draken, which is an interesting note there. We boosted up towards middle. RPK still there. He is by himself now. Okay, I'll take a bad. Scream's there as well. And this should be quite an easy situation for EnVyUs. One flash goes in towards Neo, but it's not going to be enough to flush out Scream just yet.
Shot up from Scream. Looks to get Forest. Manages it, but can't turn around fast enough to find the rest. Doesn't even matter. RPK and Happy will do it. So 2 in a row. They avoid the reset. And it's NiP now without money. So the momentum shift.
Absolutely. 2K across the board for NiP. They do get $2,400 into the next round. So taking a full eco here is absolutely fine. You probably don't want to purchase anything. Draken, though, he never listens to me. He's very stubborn like that. He gets a Deagle, so he can't buy next round. He'll be down to maybe a Galil. You know, don't know why he gets a Deagle and 2 flashbangs, but there you go. They actually go, okay, they're around that now. I think they've realized that's happened, and they're going to be forcing into it. I don't think they had to force that at all. They get AKs next round. They just took the full eco. But each to their own. Double up setup still ringing true for EnVyUs at this point. 6 up, heavy towards B. Happy holding middle as well. Smoke is decent to take the vision away from 6. He has to retreat back to the bomb site here. Drops an incendiary to stop any ensuing terrorist following him. RP getting a great position there. 1 flashbang, he could drop out and actually find a few kills. Just about.
RPK gets found out though in the end by Forest. Scream gets the shot onto Forest in return. Thought Happy might hit something with that lovely. Is that a Safari Mesh AWP? Add it to my collection, Henry.
It is.
Put that one on my Christmas wish list.
Ooh. Through the wall back there. It's going to be Draken under 21 HP. That's Happy just spamming wildly towards the checker room there. Here's a little flashbang. Let's see if he runs forward and bounces
step.
it off.
Yeah, it goes off the white wall.
Yeah.
There it is. A low one. Does Flash Up exist? Who now gets his vision restored? They overlook him entirely. They drop down though and peek from tree at the same time. 3 on the bounce for EnVyUs.
Well, they get the bomb.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but I am.
Well, they do get the bomb down, and obviously that $2,400 as well. They buy. Oh, it should be possible. It's not going to be as strong as it would have been, though. So they make a decent round out of it, but ultimately, EnVyUs do run away with that one. You can see if they hadn't ecoed in the previous round, they would have over 4K per player right now. Bomb helps, and they will be buying into it. It's going to be a weak buy at that. Frybug, he gets AK head on with no nades. Get right on the Galil, probably gets 1 smoke. And Draken down to a Deagle, it seems. I think he's saving his money for future engagements. We'll see whether he can actually do anything with that pistol. Here goes round number 9. It's 5-3. And this time Happy not in middle. He'll be towards quad. And it's looking like an A set piece. 4 players in the door. This will be a smoke at highway, maybe a Molotov from Draken as well. Actually, he has a flashbang, so he'll be smoking, flashing towards MBK. His teammates will go out the door. And here we go. Decent incendiary dropped to welcome him.
Oh, good shots into the smokes. The body just slowly teetering out as it's dead, lifeless, falling to the floor. Striking that wants to find the kill toward quad, can't do. Scream is there. So I think EnVyUs in full control now. Double op stays alive again. They've had efficiency in all of the rounds they've won, except for the first 2. But all right, now the last 2 they certainly have. And they're building up the money. So it's NiP that have to sit back and save once more. Can't get the bomb down, which is costly in this particular round.
This is where they found themselves in that rut yesterday. Lots of force buys and rounds that didn't lead anywhere. And now they're trying to, like I said, it's more simple Counter-Strike. They've got an objective at the side of the round, like that one 4-door, smoking highway, flashing out. But it was very predictable. It only really works in the pistol rounds. If you're up against incendiaries, you're all locked in there. It's very obvious. You have to just run through. You can't just run back to there. But another partial buy here for NiP. 6 up, finding 2 very simple frags there with the AWP. And it should be quite a clean sweep of a round. Draken's doing some damage there with the Deagle, does find Scream eventually, but it's going to be a 4-on-1 ultimately. If you're looking for a consolation frag, but not going to happen. 6 up finds 3 in total. RPK and Scream chiming in with the other 2 frags, and EnVyUs balance the books, take it to 5-5. We still have another full buyer for NiP finally, after losing 5 rounds in a row. They were 5-0 up, Matt, and it's all come crashing down around them. Here's a replay for you. It's the initial frag from Sixer. The first one very standard. I think the second was quite simple as well. Forrest is running into his crosser there. The warm embrace of Sixer. It's going to be round number 11. And Draken fancies to pick towards B this time. It's not get right, and he's going to be challenged, and once again, bested by Sixer.
Sixer backs. Flames land. He'll flash back in and get over to the site itself. The stage, the B stage.
He's been tagged up as well down to 26 HP, I believe. He was in middle, maybe getting wall banged. I think that's what happened.
Would you go to a concert inside the B site if that was a stage in the front?
It depends who's playing, really.
That's a good point. Alanis more set.
Yeah, she's all right, I mind her.
Jason
Kind of
would be
insane. It's like an
front row.
unplugged sort of set, you know?
Yeah, Jason would be unplugged, or he probably would be unplugged. He is unplugged. He'd be front row.
Yeah.
Kill does come in against Get Right. Draken already down. It's a one-man advantage for Envy to work with as RPK backs off, but Sixers found Freiberg. He committed himself into that corner. RPK would have found him either way. He's completely locked in the checker room. And now NiP gonna go from a 5-0 lead to a 6-5 deficit if they're not careful in the next 40 seconds of this round or less. I think it might be less with Exist walking in. Oh, Happy looked away, didn't see the feed. I thought he might have. Exist has a real chance here. He's going to get RPK back. He's forced the AWP back out of position as well. But the bomb's going back toward him, likely due to the fact that Exist is going to try and take over Vents after getting the kill in that position.
So it's up to 6 now once again. 19 seconds remaining. This will be the final commitment coming in from the Ninjas. One player in checkers. Smoke's decent as well towards CD Spawn. It's going to buy them some time. The bomb should be planted in stage. You can see a player rotating and it's Happy trying to do everything he can to deny this plant. HE could work. If he finds Exist, I don't think that's going to happen. Will Sixer, he'll have something to say about that round over. Bomb does go down, but it's just a consolation at this point. Six is so close to that Tech 9. Runs through. That's brave, I have to say, considering he's got the AWP in his back as well, and it's still a 3-on-2 where they have the advantage. He runs through the smoke, takes a bit of a gamble, finds Exist, an OHP player as well, and overwhelms Forest after getting the plant down. Here's the initial frags from Sixer. It's Draken this time, almost the exact same duel that Get Right took, and Sixer actually doing a very good job. I'll be the first I've been criticizing his AWPing potential since he started doing it, but it's really coming together at this point. This is actually a nice performance from him overall, changing his position each time and hitting the key shots. It's going to be 6 rounds in a row for EnVyUs after NiP put the first 5. So they do get the bomb down, and maximum loss bonus coming in. Another buy, no AWP on Draken. Just checking on the scoreboard. Get Right, 4 for 8. Freiberg, top of the scoreboard. And Scream. A lot of players using this position right now. You can drop a smoke in front of where Scream is, and let's have a nice vision towards that boost position. It's nice for the beginning of the round, just to find that first pick. It's very unlikely the T's will pre-fire in that position. 1 minute 20 now. Bomb in towards B. This is much different from what we saw from NiP yesterday. They were actually just in defaults, like straight line formations every single round. I think Threat is saying, look, I'm just going to tell you what to do at the start of the round. You're going to do it, and you're going to try and get some frags and just trade off each other.
Forest looking back to make sure the flank's not coming in through a squeaky. XMS will sit at the lockers. What locker number did you have in high school?
We didn't have lockers in UK. It's a very American thing.
It is, yeah. Yeah, we had them in Canada. I picked number 7. Yeah, I had the 7th locker of about 1,200 in the school. I
think it's the danger of like drug dealers appearing and all that sort of stuff. So
sorry? Oh, yeah. They used to have that issue occasionally with people at my school. Freiberg gets XMS back. Draken follows up by getting Happy. This is an opening that NiP needed. Ooh, back inside it, though. Even though the smoke goes down, Scream able to locate Freiberg's head. Knock him dead. Additional smoke will go out from behind the forklift, though. They don't have the vision. Scream's gone back in to get Draken. He's brought this to 3 versus 3. That smoke goes slightly wide, so the player at forklifts actually couldn't see Scream swinging in from the truck. And Scream, he's making things problematic because he doesn't want to push quad, but he's made a lot of noise. The flash is perfect. He gets the kill onto Exist. It's Forrest to Get Right left to take that back. It changes yet again. And Get Right refuses to peek. Oh, surely he's got that perfect. He saw him go onto it. He's got the spray into the second, but can't land it. Does Scream have time? Yeah, he does. Absolutely.
4 kills to Scream there. Another advantage for NiP. Thwarted by Scream the Machine, doing a great job there in the clutch situation. Finding 2 very quick frags as he came in towards the A site. And the clutch situation, Get Right, plays it perfectly. Does everything he can, like he said, knew exactly where the bomb was down. And managed to get the first kill there. It's a 50-50 duel of him and Scream. Both going to be spraying. They both go low HP either side. Scream comes out on top and finds the 7th round in a row for Team EnVyUs. NiP starting to crumble a little bit. Lots of close rounds, to be fair. Lots of 1v1s, 1v2s are ongoing in their favor. It's better than yesterday for sure. So we go to round number 13 here. Happy changing his position up. He goes aggressive in squeaky door. Here's Forrest. Easy shot. Takes him down, closes the door behind him. And it's going to be a 5-4 as quick as that.
Happy looking back in. Nearly gets a shot toward the shoulder of Draken. With one down, they won't have quite the same glorified entrance that they did in the last, and Happy fires into the smoke.
No.
XMS hit that.
Okay.
Calm down. I got excited too, but it was not the wall bang. Drake can cower away silently. Has to go out towards Squeaky just to get the bomb back.
Got a feeling that's making it to Twitter. Our reaction there. But
to Twitter?
Yeah.
Just Twitter.
Let it to post our gaffes.
The ESL account. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I had a good gaff the other day. I didn't post that one. Happy got taken down. Exist gives them a slight chance in this. As I mentioned, though, bombs down over towards Squeaky, and the fact that Draken's trying to open up from Highway won't do much to help Exist, other than pull them away from the A side. It's completely open. Not with a shot like that.
Well, Happy, that's what we want to see. The big AWP names doing on this sort of map, going towards Squeaky door, middle, getting towards A storage as well. Just finding those opening picks, and NiP, like I said, trying to bring the A split very quickly into the round. 2 players at Squeaky door. It's quite a heavy commitment, and you're not doing a default, that's for sure. And Forrest gets taken down, didn't expect it to come in. Happy gets the shot with his smoke as well. Very nice stuff from him. 8 rounds in a row. What started off so promising for NiP is just falling apart the seams here. Sixer gives it another chance to get an AWP shot here, but the flashbang's decent. He could get overwhelmed there. Almost certainly is going to be. There's the AWP now for Draken. It's up to RPK to try and do something about this, but Draken takes him down as well. Relentless. As we get into this, a 5-on-3. An advantage for the first time in a while for NiP.
Happy. Trying to fire in and get a wall bang this time, Hank. XMS will get right down inside the middle. Immediate drop of a Molotov inside of Checkers. That forces Exist out of position, but Draken still manages to hit the shot. That focuses all of our remaining players to B. There's not much to go on inside of middle, so keep it action intense inside of the site. Bombs been planted for quite some time as well, and I think this up, and M4 might just look to back for round 15.
Happy Rudy wants his wallbang to come in for him. At this point, they've got so much money. It's round number 14, right? So they might as well try and take down who they can. Boost the stats a little bit, denies some weapons being saved for NiP, I guess. Round is going to be won by the Ninjas. That's partial buy, straight up towards B. Decent flashbang to push Sixer back into a really difficult position for him, and he got overwhelmed with the takedowns. Like I said, he's not really much to do about this. Has to go for a little no-scope. And Draken, nice play by him. Probably one of the best situations we've seen from NiP in the last 8 rounds. So there it is. We get into round number 15. It's not the best buy. Draken... Okay, I was going to say, as a Tech 9, he must have an AWP down. Yeah, there it is. So, full buy for round number 15 here. Double AWP setup still for EnVyUs. Happy's got the decent spawn once again. I'm sure he's going to head in towards that squeaky door area. He certainly is, actually. Here we go. Up against Forrest once more. Who comes on top? Forrest, you've got to start using the flashbangs. There's plenty of default flashes you can do to avoid that situation. He's run into it twice now. Even just shoulder peek it, it's bait out the shot first. Like anything for that.
Throw the pistol. Like Brax.
Yeah, could do that.
We're officially distancing Brax from the swag name now.
How come?
We're giving him a new entity so that someday Valve will forget about who he was and let him back into the game.
Well, 5-on-4. The Forest gets pistol at the door once again. No real map control for NiP as of yet. Not really desperate for this round considering how the last 8 rounds have gone for them. A storage control for XMS. That means they can fall back slightly and focus their efforts towards B. You can see that happening right now. Screen making its way towards that side of the map. Happy considering it as well. Six is looking quite comfortable for now. RPK towards Checkers. There will be a full B-side execution for NiP. They've lost everywhere else on the map, so they have to go for this now. Smoked out for now. We'll probably try and get a player towards Checkers. Maybe just push through a flashbang here. Here we go. Six is dead.
Yep. You called that one, Henry. It's like you knew a thing or two about the situation. Missed shot. Draken. 9-6 is where we'll end up for the half. It was 5-0 for NiP. Things looked to be resolved after last night's woes, but then the momentum shifted.
Did indeed. Matthew will see whether they can actually win a map here tonight after the break.
So NiP has improved over last night's performance on this particular map, but they still find themselves in a deficit at halftime. 9-6, not uncommon for where the map normally plays, although it is interchangeable on sides depending on play styles, I would say. Aggression CT side. That said, NiP is going to have to come up with something on their defense.
Absolutely. Great start for NiP. We thought, okay, this is the team we're used to watching on this map. That wasn't the wallbang we got a bit excited about, but it wasn't. It was XMS that found the shot through the door. But still, NiP have a foundation to at least have a realistic chance of winning this one. They get the pistol as presumably 9-9, and we'll have a look at the T-buy here. We're getting into half number 2 here. It's EnVyUs versus NiP here on Cash. And I think I've seen a cheeky little deagle being purchased. That's in the hands of Happy. He might have a decent spawn. He certainly does. That means he's going towards middle. Keep the camera on Happy. This is always an exciting round. You can see him at the front of the pack there. And here we go. Round number 1. Deagle in hand. Can he find anything with it?
Happy will head back over to 6.
Don't give it the bomb.
Yeah, doesn't want it. He's Superman. Superman doesn't take bombs with him.
Oh!
That's what he takes with him. He takes bullets, and they kill Freiburgs. And he's done just that.
Good night, Freiburg. That's why the Deagle can be so deadly. Players like Nico and Scream actually normally do that. It's Happy at the best spawn, so he took it upon himself to try and find that first kill. It works out for them, 5-on-4. And we do have all the NiP players towards A. This is a massive gamble for them. Look at the B side of the map right now. No presence whatsoever. So this could fall apart from them. There you go. There's a mini-map. That kind of details it for you. Forest towards middle, and they've lost track of the T's at this point. Now they're going to be worried a little bit as to what was going on. I think they need to start pushing in towards A main. Someone needs to get some intel here. Otherwise, it's going to be a completely open bomb zone. Forest, oh, he's got such a long rotation. He's lost it now because they've spotted him there, and they'll make their way towards B. They've got a smoke for CT spawn as well. That's not even required. This is looking horrendous right now. Why is no one actually doing anything? You've lost track of the T now. Forest thinking, guys, this might actually be a bit of a problem, and it might be too late. Bomb will be going down.
Forest tries to get one tap in from Ivan before the bomb gets to its designated position. But it's arrived. Smoke out toward tree. Get right, he's gonna try and just hold off in position. Wait for his team to get ready, and now they'll go. Draken's actually evaded RPK, makes it by him. XMS is the one to find 2, and he's going to wrap around, surely find a 3rd. He will, and it's the round and the pistol of the second half going to Envy.
Peculiar idea there from NiP. I haven't seen that for quite some time. You lost 1 frag, and then you're going all in on the A-bomb. Sorry, 4 players. Like, obviously, it would look amazing. They'd seem like geniuses if it worked out for them. But as soon as you get to like that 10, 20-second mark and you haven't seen anyone, you got to start thinking, okay, they might not actually be committing fully in towards A at this point. If someone walks in B, we have no idea, and we're retaking a bomb site has been completely overwhelmed by the EnVyUs players. So that was a bit of a blunder from NiP. It's going to be 10-6 here. Not a force buy necessarily. 3 players got armor and upgraded pistols, but Freiburg and Exist keeping their economy a little bit more honest. And a boost coming in. Exist only with the PT50 though. We won't be able to get multiple frags in that position, but we'll see whether we can pick up 1. 4-man stack towards A once again. That's where EnVyUs will be ending up this time. Now you've got no rifles, which is kind of interesting on a map like Cash. 3 UMPs, 2 MAC-10s, opted for more utility instead of firepower here. Player holding middle, and this will be another simple execution. Molotovs towards quad and MPK, smoking towards highway. There it is, and flashbangs going in. Exists with a chance to find maybe a couple of frags. I'll take it back. He could actually do well here.
They jump and check it. Scream gets Exist. Not much he can do. Draken's going to sit and wait with the flames extinguishing. Gets the first headshot on Sixer. That gives him a chance to move forward, but chance squandered, thwarted, hindered, non-existent. Happy's thinking about it. I thought he might just run up and try and knife him, but he won't get that far. Turns with the MAC-10 instead, and now it's 11 rounds for Envy.
It is looking likely to be 12 as well, as this has to be the full eco for NiP. Another that 4-man stack towards A, like I said, Exist boost could have worked out for them, but very nice and methodical take from EnVyUs, covering every single angle. The flashbangs were decent as well. Shut it down completely. Just 2 PT50s purchased by NiP here. That's in the hands of Exist and Freiburg. Forest heading towards B. They've got no nades here, and it's a 4-man stack. B this time. Why not? Give it a go. See if we can trade frags here, but EnVyUs are waiting for them on the other side. Molotov's going in. Freiburg gets the first kill. This could get a bit interesting. Freiburg can maybe step up here, but unfortunately not. Everyone dropping like flies in the B-bomb side. Just get right on low HP towards CD spawn. XMS to finish him off. Now this is a bit dicey because we have a bonus round coming in here. Mac 10, 2 UMPs. You know the CT's 4 sport into that second round. Draken can get the AWP out. Just about. He spares $50. You can't get armor here. This is a round you go maybe full-on rush B or fast boost up middle. One of the Mac 10s gets upgraded. Okay, maybe they're not so much now. It's will be more of a traditional round. XMS had a ton of cash. He maybe doesn't want to take the risk and guarantee this round. We'll see what happens here going forward. No incendiary, so it's a bit of a problem. That's why Draken's focusing towards that area at the moment. See whether he can find the first kill. Might be trying to bait out a shot here as they jump by mid.
Making backs away.
Just a note as well, Forrest went for that stack in the B site, looking in towards Sunroom. Didn't find anything.
I like that one. He will find something there. 2 for 1 as they stand in a line. The ducks in a row. Forrest will go down though to Sixer. Robert tries to spray back in and can't quite land it all the way through. RPK goes to 4, however, and he will follow that up. So it is just going to be Happy remaining in the bonus round, Henry.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Okay, right, there's a little bit of damage to Happy there. Happy's objective at this point, try and find a couple of kills. They can still combine to the next round, absolutely. But if you can damage the NiP economy and just limit them further in terms of the reinvestment they've got to make with grenades and armor, all that sort of thing, well, that's all redundant now because Private does take him down, and it will be NiP finding their first round in the second half here, with 4 players remaining as well. So full reset, definitely still a potential considering they have to buy all their nades again. Draken has to buy armor. It wouldn't be pretty going forward. Freiburg's down to $0. Everyone else about the $1,500 mark. We'll see whether they can hold on here as we get into round number 5. 12-7. No orbs for EnVyUs. They're going to go with 5 AKs here. I'm interested to see what they bring to the table here. And a big round for them. They win this, could spell full EK for NiP going forward. Incendiaries, like we said, key to shut down the fast tactics towards mid. Flashbangs come in. They will be boosting up regardless, though. Orb focusing towards mid for now. He will be changing his attention towards that boost position. He is quite vulnerable himself. Fires off a shot. Has a chance to fall back.
Yeah, right. Can't quite find anything through the smokes. XMS has made it toward middle. Crawl around. Rather sternly run, briskly run down the scaffold garage. Through the smoke though, Draken gets a shot on the screen. Top highway. XMS is inside of the site though. Nearly swings to find a second. Make it costly at best because it's now 12-8 and NiP are very effective in that previous round.
Yeah, shutting it down. We might have a game on our hands now. I was getting a little bit worried for NiP towards the latter stages of that first half, but they've bounced back after losing the pistol in the second, 2 rounds in a row, and they've almost broken the bank of EnVyUs here. You can, well, you can't see, I can see. XMS, he's got 5K, 6R and 4,000 as well, so they could buy into this. I'd say with the better rounds they have right now, maybe just a partial buy into this one, get some Tech 9s up, little execution maybe towards B or A, try and get a split going on, and I'm almost certain that's what's going to be happening here. So a tactical pause, just to chance to EnVyUs to reflect on what they're going to do going into this round. It doesn't really make sense for NiP to take a pause at this point. So here it comes. I can see the buys coming in. It will be Tech 9s, P250s, a couple of smokes to work with as well. I think XMS dropped a few weapons there considering he had more money than everyone else. There'll be a third stage loss bonus go to the next round. That's $2,400 coming on top of about 2.5K what they have right now. So they'll be absolutely fine going forward. Let's have a look at the frag charts as well. XMS, he'll be second actually, Scream on top of 18 kills. XMS second with 17, RPK 16. So everyone contributing quite nicely there from EnVyUs. Exist once again, 6 for 17, Matt. He had a horror show of performance yesterday and he's not looking in great form right now. Get right, same, 7 for 15. He is still in that right, it seems.
Yeah, I think there's more to that. I think Get Right's going to have to. He's one that I think might do well just to take some time off. He's played enough that it's not like grinding out is going to do anything for him mechanically. Maybe just reset the old mind, you know? Reboot the hard drive.
The old noggin.
Blow on the floppy disk. That's what she said. And then restart the computer. XMS gets Get Right down. Exist has to swing back around quad. Can't do much before running out of ammo. When the Tech 9 wins for EnVyUs, they're going to be inside of the site and have a plant here.
Yeah, late incendiaries trying to deny the plant. Not going to be enough, though. It's a 4-on-3. Still a chance for NiP to retake this, of course. Forrest looking to smoke off A main, and he will have a chance as he comes in towards the electric box here. There's a boost towards quad from the T, so they're looking to go aggressive. I think it's going to be happy with the M4. If he gets 1 kill here, that should guarantee the round. Very difficult situation now for NiP. Freiburg trying to do what he can. Gets 1 frag towards Faulkner, but Sixer, he finds Draken. 3-on-1. Almost impossible, but Freiburg still battling away.
Battling on. Gets another as well. Oh, goes to the pistol, has to swing and can't get happy. Tech9 wins. Envy wins. Gets their 13th round when it may not have been theirs to have, and it makes the pressure switch and turn up a little bit on NiP. 3 rounds to go for EnVyUs. They'll have guns again, and NiP's in a situation where they have to force.
Once upon a time, Team EnVyUs, a very different complexion of the team, I have to say, were known for being the absolute masters of the Tech9 force buy. That was even just a partial. 3 Tech9s and PT50s, a couple of smokes. Overwhelmed the first player, those smokes are down, there's Tech9, so much run and gun potential, I'm sure I didn't need to tell you at home. And they managed to pick up a very key round there. This is difficult now for NiP. No kids, almost no nades. Still have the AWP, 1 player down to a UMP as well. They're hunting for that first frag. They have to really, they can't really defend a full execution coming into the next round. So they get some information towards A storage, but can't really stick around. You need a smoke normally, or some incendiaries to lock off that position. They have got Draken there to hold the line and see where we can get the next frag here. It's going to be a set piece from what I can see right now. You can see them adjusting, 3 players in the door. Now, with Happy towards A storage, RPK will be joining them as well. Draken, though, in a decent position. If he can find Happy, maybe there's still a chance for the ninjas. Yeah. Oh, no. That's rough.
Yeah.
Save the guns, boys.
Yeah, it's not gone well.
So that's... Okay, so Draken actually almost killed himself at that point. That might sound weird, but the fact is he got flashed, pulled the trigger, he's got no one watching squeaky door for him, and he knows it. As soon as he fired that shot, he knew he was done for. The door opens, they're waiting for him. Unless he gets a wild no-scope there, that round's over. He goes down, his teammate drops. Right behind him exists, like we said, having a very bad couple of nights. He can't find a single kill. And that's it. 2 kills is all it requires from EnVyUs there to pick up round number 14. In terms of loss bonus for NiP, I'm not sure they're too far into it. My PC just tapped out.
Your PC or your fingers?
There we go. They're actually going to be only a second stage after this one, so they have to save these 3 weapons to have a chance of even being competitive towards the end of this map. Tees know that. They'll be hunting. I think we have a chance of 1 kill. Freiburg in towards checkers, but he'll be surviving for now. Oh, this is looking difficult now. 14-8, looking down the barrel of match points. NiP started so well, Matt. 5-0. Before this is it, they're bouncing back.
Yep.
They've had a long, hard look in the mirror and worked out what the problems were. Threats sat them down. Address the issues, but still, the scoreline's looking better, but another very difficult round going forward. 3 UMPs, 2 M4s. They've got utility to work with here, but a huge advantage for EnVyUs.
Happy's going to be up over top of the drop with 2 players busting out from middle. Freiburg. Fall in. And get to the site. They want Force to go closer, though. Inside small pit, flash through. 6 are not blinded. He was actually waiting behind the wall. And that's perfect. Knew exactly what that flash likely meant.
5 and 4. 1 minute remaining. EnVyUs with so much control here. 2 players in checkers, one of which is in the vents as well. They're waiting for that reaction we talked about. Happy. He's on the boost position, watching for rotating players and lurkers trying to pincer them in towards B. So they're going to wait. They've got plenty of time here. So it's absolutely fine. Bleed out the CTs. Any utility they have, get out their hands. Find frags as they make mistakes as well. RPK rips off the header, get right. Similar treatment towards Freiburg as well. 5 on 2. This is rounds over. Not really much they can do here. It's Draken exists in a 5 on 2. Happy. He doesn't even want to be part of this situation. He knows they're going to be saving now. He's going to be hunting it down. This is when he becomes very intelligent. He knows what the bigger picture is for NiP. They need something to save it the next round, and now he's hunting. Finds one. Oh, doesn't quite exist. Takes him down, upgrades with M4.
Does indeed exist. We'll back off. Draken going to do the same over toward A. This is NiP conceding map point, despite that it looked like they had some fight in them, I guess, after winning 2 rounds, the first 2 gun rounds of this, the second half. And then suddenly an eco shows up, the Tech9 buy, as you said. And it's all gone away from them, the momentum shifting again. This was 5-0, and pistol gone in the second. It slipped away.
Oh dear, 15-8 now. Match points obtained. Money in the proverbial bin for NiP. They've saved the UMP, picked up an M4 as Exist, took down Happy. But this is still another very rough round. It'll be a mixture of UMPs and Famises, maybe a couple of shotguns. Maybe the auto shotgun from Freiburg. He seems to be liking that right now. Not really suited for cash, I have to say, but maybe it's the Hail Mary play they need. It's not going to be the case. Draken on the scouts. 2 UMPs, 2 M4s, and this could be it. NiP looking to bounce back here in Pro League. It's looking pretty poor for them overall. And Envy not going to be messing around here. 4 players towards the A side of the map. Happy, of course, waiting in B storage. Exists in a decent position. He's got that smoke thrown with a little gap there as well, so you can see we're only wondering T's to walk into it, but flash goes in. No CT aggression, and Forest there just with the HEL, I believe, as well, to throw it in as soon as that door opens.
Exist is hoping to find the headshot immediate when they walk in. Sixer throws the Zop up, potentially trying to be a little cheeky. That's how I use cheeky.
Yeah, that was correct. Well, that smoke helps.
Yeah, forces Exist to get up on top of the red crate, meaning he's far more exposed.
CTs haven't really got much going on towards middle at all. Who's watching it for them right now? No one really. So Exist is incredibly exposed. Let's see.
Put some clothes on Exist.
Yeah, he's just taking a gamble right now. No one's watching highway. No one's watching middle. They have no idea. Oh, get right to there. I take it all back. I actually didn't spot him. There you go. That's fine.
Well, slow and steady for Envy. They want to try and wrap this up now. Op 4 AKs and a lot of utility toward fence, toward quad. Doesn't matter. They're not there. Forrest finds a shot immediately. Exist jumps up. Down goes Scream. Freiberg and Get Right finding kills.
Here we go.
We just needed Drake, and it would have been a team ace. He won't quite find it, but it doesn't matter. NiP find number 9.
Well, simple A execution coming in, but NiP were ready for it. Actually took a bit of a gamble with 3 players on the side there, managing to find, like you said, almost a kill each, and happy with the luck towards B side of the map. He actually had Get Right run past him, missed a full clip of a spray, and Get Right turns around and takes him down. So something working out for Get Right finally. He's on 8 for 17 right now, and Exist finds a couple of kills there as well. So they're both still at the very bottom of the scoreboard, and that's the problem. EnVyUs, everyone's contributing at some point, having big rounds, and NiP is only 3 players really getting the job done, and that's why they found themselves at this scoreline, 15-9. All back in the hands of Draken, though. Bit of life left here. Freiberg needs to go big here, but RPK takes him down. He's low HP, sure, but he'll be retreating and keeping the man advantage.
Exist waits. XMS will back off the T side of the red crate, so they won't confront each other just yet toward mid. Smoke going in from B. Scream all the way up as well out towards Squeaky. Drake needs to be cautious of being the only one in A. Get Right does well to find before burning. Being down in mid opens things up. Drake, and I just mentioned it, alone on this site, has to stand up, manages to do so and get to, but immediately taken down as Scream finds the shot of return. It's RPK, laid up middle, 19 HP, and you're absolutely correct in assessing that flash. It was good, perhaps even great, would you say?
Yeah. Considering the context of this round, I would say that's a very beneficial flash. Not over yet, though. Scream, amazing in clutches. Looking to get some one-taps here. That will certainly do. Takes down Exist, but Forrest is there to save the day just about. Good Lord. Bit dicey.
Yeah, a bit dicey indeed, but it's enough for NiP, I think, to break the economy now.
Not with the bomb down. They've got 1,900 into this round. They can still buy. They've got like 6K on Scream, 6K on XMS. The rest of the guys are above 4. They're fine. So, NiP keep their head above water for now. They need 5 in a row to force overtime. One mistake could all fall apart. Scream trying to shut them down that previous round, but good pincer coming in from Forest. Gets the refrag, keeps the dream alive. Round number 11. Sixer is a little bit more limited. He's down to a Galil here, no more for him. 4 AKs around him with full buys and fast boost towards middle. Is there an incendiary there? There is, but Scream does not care. He's looking to challenge Sandbags here. It's Get Right waiting for him on the other side, and RPK once again taking out Draken. Great shot from him towards B storage, and Get Right, this could be it. 5 on 3.
Scream, XMS, starting very well indeed. Try and get this done and over with. You thought I was going to say dusted. My mind thought that too, but I stopped it. Freiberg wants to try and peek out towards Small Pick, gets up on top of the box instead. 2 will do. He's going to go through the smoke, get behind them as well. But his trickery not quite enough because he will be found by Sixer, and it's Exist that has to clutch it back, heading up toward the top of heaven. An additional smoke down. Minute and 7. We're on the site. He does find RPK immediately, though. Drops down. Sixer's going to spot him doing so. So it's a straight up brawl. Straight up brawl on the floor, and Exist has had enough of that. He'll take it to 11.
He's been absolute bottom of the scoreboard, not contributing much so far, but Exist goes from 0 to hero. Amazing clutch by him. Good work. He was actually very calm there, reading his opponent. I think Six only had a Galil as well. Rips his head off, and that could be the economy broken at this point. He will get the defuse in, picks up the AWP as well. 3 kills in total for Exist. Just when NiP needed him to arrive, it works out for them. 15-11 now. NiP closed the gap. And we'll have a look at the money. They can just about buy into this. It'll be a partial, I think, for EnVyUs. I don't think they'll go all in. And that was a round that was actually beneficial to them in the previous. I think it was round number 6, where they had Tech9s went towards that A site. So they've got Tech9s, a couple of Deagles, and 2 smokes. This will be almost the exact same round we saw in that previous one. You can see NiP not fully equipped. One player on a FAMAS, one on a UMP as well. That's Get Right and Freiburg. Kraken this time trying to play out of the Happy handbook. Happy though. That's how you bait out the shot, but Draken very quick to take him down.
Shot through. Exist managing to pick up a spray down on Sixer as well, and Drake is going to find XMS. We are far from done. I know it's just pistols in this round, but convincing nonetheless from NiP. And Draken will put Scream in his grave, put him to bed, put him in pajamas, and put him to bed.
That's not bad. Well, it's going to be another pause coming in.
Pretty terrible, actually.
I didn't want to say. So in terms of the money, we do have another full buy for EnVyUs here, but NiP actually looking convincing at this point. They're actually trading frags and winning key situations and not falling apart, crumbling like we saw last night. So, round number 13. Get right still on the UMP, but Exist has certainly arrived in the last 2 rounds. I think he's had 5 kills in total in the last 2. EnVyUs now just taking some time to work out how do they close this one out. They need 1 round to avoid overtime and take map number 1 here against NiP. If you're wondering what we're talking about, NiP have had a disastrous run over the last few weeks. Last night was no different. They lost 16-1 to FaZe in ECS, then 16-1 to the hands of North as well, and then 16-3 in the second map against the same team on Cobble. So this is better. It's been 4 rounds in a row for NiP, so EnVyUs were massively the lead. A P90 for Get Right? Is this real life? Is this the weapon he chooses to try and save the day?
Well, it depends on what you mean. The game is occurring in a real timeline, and therefore it is a substance of our real life, but it itself is actually a virtual reality in the context that it's a video game.
Well, there you go. That's exactly what I meant. So I'm glad he cleared that up.
Okay. Just for those wondering and trying to follow along with Henry's philosophical questions,
yeah,
that's kind of where it lies. Bit of a gray area. I can see it. It depends on the aspect by which you view.
Well, back to the cast. It's going to be Get Right with the aforementioned P90 here. Beneath the boost position. Gets Molotov out, has to go towards Neo. And for now, he'll be lying in wait as Draken looks to challenge Sixer once again. Get Right. The benefit of this weapon is 50 bullets. You can run a gun with it. Does do decent damage as well. It's very rare to see it. In this sort of scenario, really could have been dropped a weapon as well. We'll see what the outcome is.
Oh, that shadow, that gun. Get Right with the P9, dead. Still got a kill with it, though. Spray and pray. Pray to the Lord, Gaben. Freiburg gives a shot in. That signals his disguise in the corner and turns attention toward him. As Set Straken now alone on the B site, has to try and swing out and find the entrance. Counter it. Manages to do so as well. Little jump. Oh, I thought he hit that, much like Happy through the wall. That was Exist that took down him instead.
Well then, Get Right with the P90. Does manage to find 1 kill. It was an equal trade up to that point. And Draken, quite a simple procedure for him to finish the round off there. Hits that first shot as the first tee comes into B side. His teammates there to back him up as well. So 15-13, this is now getting very interesting. Overtime looking likely, considering what we've seen from EnVyUs so far. Tech9s and P250s and a Deagle looking to go towards A once again potentially here. Draken will be there this time. He got over 1 before. And he's going towards Squeaky Door once again. I said that with bated breath. Doesn't decide to commit. He's actually holding towards MPK. And now Quad. Sender is decent. I'll hold them at bay for now at least. And all 5 players for EnVyUs on this side of the map. Now when Sender goes in, that will ruffle their feathers a little bit, but here comes the commitment.
Ruffle their feathers. BK getting 1 on the pistol. Draken and Forrest stepping up, but Happy's got the response. It's 2 versus 3. Bomb being planted. Forrest has to be careful. He's low on HP. Doesn't want to overcommit to the situation. And Scream goes back toward Fork. Is there a gun down on the inside of Fork? I don't think there is. I think it's just his teammate that's to his left. Yeah, it is. So it's 2 terrorists down, and therefore no gun. Scream, though, can still be threatening with a deagle. Flash out. He's got the shot. Get right jumping. It took a while, but he hit the head. Jumping down, though, is Freiburg to respawn. Happy's on the AWP. Missed shot, 4 HP. Is that the end of it? Is that the chance? Go on! Snaps up, legs him, knows it, goes to the Tech 9. Incredible stuff from Happy, just has to play the time. No way, they pick it up like this, and he does it with a no-scope. Happy the hero.
Draken makes a quick exit out of the server after that one. Oh, they did so well. That's always the most gutting way to finish it as well. NiP, they come back from a 15-8 scoreline. There was 2 rounds in it, and that was looking likely for them as well. Up against the Pistols, but I guess it's a fitting end to the current form NiP are in. It's Happy to save the day in the 2 versus 1, and a no-scope on the last shot. Matthew, what more can we say?
I'm sure there's lots of few people could say they love to talk. Jason and the desk.
That is heartbreaking. It looked so good for NiP in stretch. It started out strong, had a good comeback kind of towards the end, a good run there. Losing to Pistols, losing it 3-on-2 as well.
That was twice they lost to Pistols.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Both rounds, Happy was super effective once he got that quad position. There was the one where he's boosted up and then the one everyone just saw just then. So you don't want to see that kind of stuff.
You don't, but let's take this angle because I know, Chad, you like to say in the world of positivity as well. They looked better than yesterday.
That's for sure. Yeah, there was no way, right?
How could they look worse?
I know they had a bad day yesterday. They were playing against FaZe though. We know FaZe are a pretty good team.
Yeah, they're not bad.
But in the world of Counter-Strike, anything's possible, right? And people know at this point, they've been playing for long enough. They're just going to keep their head up and keep going forward, just like Simple said on Twitter. He's right, that you have to look forward because there's so many different matches, tournaments, all this stuff to compete in. So there's no way they were going to come into this thinking yesterday was going to be a repeated performance going into today, right? So we did see a better brand of Counter-Strike out of them. Freiburg playing quite well. XMS, doing good himself once more.
That's 2 days in a row. He's actually making a little bit of headway for himself here, getting himself towards making a bit of an impact alongside some very big names out there. But let's be honest as well, it was Draken actually having some sort of impact too. He was very quiet yesterday. He didn't really get off the starting blocks at all. No one did really for NiP, but today he actually was able to show a little bit more. You started to see, I guess Cash does lend a little bit towards it, but then again they played it as well, for terrible scoreline. But he seemed a lot better himself individually, so hopefully that transfers through to Inferno. We get to see a bit more of that coming up next. But still, it was one of those games where it felt still a little bit flat. There's still a lot missing from NiP. It still feels like they're a little bit hollow, It's hard to kind of quantify what's actually wrong with them.
Yeah, when they won Pistol and then they went on that 5-round streak with Pistol, they won a 2v3 situation there on the B-bomb, so with Freiburg and Catright, I think it was. I think the change that you saw from Envy at that point was, okay, we were in a 3v whatever situation, 3v2, 3v3, whatever it was, and we gave them room to work, and they worked and they beat us. And then you saw the change from them. It was like, okay, if we go into a trade situation, it's a 4v4 or 3v4, whatever, we want to take the fights on our own terms. You still much more aggressive, them getting a lot of kills when NiP were not holding nades up, but kind of posturing and deciding what they were going to do still, and that really hurt them. And then they dropped it back. They're playing much more passive. You saw the executes coming in from NiP, and they were able just to shut them down coming onto the bomb site. So good adjustments from Envy across the board. Yeah, and just altogether a very, very good map by them. So Envy is going to take that first one. We mentioned both of these teams are towards the bottom of the standings, but looking good to start with in this 2-map set for EnVyUs as they take cash. When we return, it's going to be Inferno. Stay tuned.